Hi, in this video we will discuss the IELTS exam. IELTS it stands for what and how is the format for the IELTS tests globally and internationally. So I have written some key information about the IELTS tests. Let's see it. IELTS is stand for International English Language Testing System. There are two types of IELTS test. Means that we have general test and academic test. This information pretty short, only in 4 slides, so you will get more information and you will understand the full structure of IELTS test in exam. That is very useful information, and majority of the students and majority of those people who want to get a good job and working abroad in different countries and get their master and PhD degrees or bachelor degrees, so they need to pass this prestigious exam. So this is the general format of the IELTS test. General test is what, and what is the academic test for the IELTS test. Generally, general test is for those who want to get a job or for PR purposes, and academic test is only for those people who want to get higher degrees, bachelor, master, and PhDs. So IELTS is stand for International English Language Testing System, and it has these two formats: general test and academic test. And be careful once you're registering with the British Council or any places that they have the rights to get the IELTS test, that you are going to pass the general test or academic test, for which purpose you need the IELTS marks. So that is very important, that you have to know these two information at the very beginning of your exam. So that was about the general information about the IELTS test and exam. So the second part is, which is quite crucial and important. Let's discuss this, and we're just going to make it a full screen here. And this is the IELTS test. It has two main portions. The first portion is the listening, and the second is the reading. Generally, there are two types of categories that mainly people are discussing about. Listening has 40 minutes time, reading has 60 minutes time. And the another category is productive skills, which means speaking and writing. Speaking has 60 minutes and writing has 11 to 14 minutes. That is the general structure for the IELTS test. So let me discuss every individual section separately. Listening has 1, 2, 3, and 4 parts. You know that these 4 parts are in order of difficulties. The first part, it's more easier. The second, third, and fourth is more difficult. You have to be careful what the conversation is and what the people are talking about. So generally in listening part we have 30 questions. It is in order of difficulties. You have to be careful what the person is talking about. And the second part is the reading part. It's also categorized in 3 main categories. The first category is easier, and the second and third is a little bit difficult. It has 40 questions. Generally, that's the structure for listening in reading part. Again, there is questions that rise in your mind, that we have a general test and academic test. Is there any difficulties between these structure or not? Yes, for sure. For general test, you may receive long and short passages, but for academic test, it is one long passage and you have to write the summary of this. So This is the academic section and general test section. There is a slight difference between these two, but main thing is that you need to focus at what you are reading, and after once your reading is ended, you need to answer the questions which is given to you, and the separate time 10 minutes and 20 minutes is for the answering the questions what is in the passage that you read and what was the conversation that you hear. So that is the listening and reading part. Another important part is the writing section. Writing section, it has 20 minutes and 40 minutes. Again, it has two parts, two separate parts. The first part 20 minutes is might be easy, and the 40 minutes is a little bit difficult. There are two types of categories here again. For general test, you will receive letters and essays. These essays might be formal, informal, and semi-formal. So the main thing is that letter should be at least 150 words, and the essay should be 250 letters. So the threshold which is stand for these two letters are 150 and 250. But for the academic writing, you have to have some different types of writing. That the first one is that you will receive a summary. You should not write a letter. You just need to summarize a picture, a graph, or you might summarize a, a chart or something like that. You might receive a chart and picture, and these are the main factors that you will definitely see once you're passing the academic section of the IELTS for the writing section. So that's the summary of these pictures, graph, and charts. EC is the same. EC stand same, but most of the time it will give you two general topic to write something about. So IELTS is pretty simple, not very complicated, but main thing is that you have to understand the format of the IELTS test. So it has listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Speaking section, it has three main portion. The first one is the introduction. You will have your own brief introduction. The second portion is the topic speaking. Those who are asking you questions and making a conversation with you, so they will give you a specific topic, then you will talk about the topic. This is the period that they are not gonna interrupt on your speaking what you are talking about, but at the end, in the long run, they will raise question and the discussion part begins. Means that once you talk about the topic, then those who are making a conversation with you, so they will raise a question, they will start discussion with you. So that was a general format for the IELTS test.